Well, we've had an inquiry from a potential gCADPlus user who wants to create a drawing, a design for his garden area, and he wants it to be a living product, one that he can add information on species, where he purchased them from, when they were planted, and growth and notes. So he wants the document to be one that can be used over a long period of time. And can gCADPlus do that? He wants to know, does it need to hook to a database? Well, it could, if, for the sake of argument, I zoom in here and just pick that symbol. If you look over to the left-hand side of screen, the botanical name has already been associated with that symbol to the Flinders Ranges wattle, and that's taken from an associated plant database file, which is just an ASCII text file, and we just set the symbol to that species, and at any time that information will display over here in the properties box. But he wants a living document, one that gives him a lot more information, and that can be done by going to gCADPlus Extended Data and storing extended data. So you pick that tool, pick the symbol that you want to install the information, the extended information, and down in the command area, you get a prompt. Is this a bit of paving, decking, irrigation, or lighting, or whatever? No, it's species. We want to store species information, and this little box pops up. And the main thing here is he can put in the area, in the notes area, as much information as he wants: botanical name, common name, when it was planted. You can even have a link to a URL where you might have found an image of the species, perhaps in close-up, showing flowers, what you can expect from the flowers. So let's cancel from there. So what I've done for him as a way of illustration is I've come down here to the status line and turn on this little button here, which, by the way, is turned off by default, so you don't normally see information unless it's been put in there. And I let my mouse hover over that symbol, and it tells us that it's the Flinders Ranges wattle. It was planted in March of 2021 and purchased from a mythical nursery. The information is already there, and you can edit the information if you like by going to Extended Data, and you just re-pick it up. This pops, and we can change any information we can add to the notes. But you can also link to a URL, so I can just click in here. That switches me out to my browser and shows us a close-up photograph of the plant when it's in full flower, or the species when it's in full flower. So I hope that answers his question. Well, of course, if you have a symbol that looks a lot more like the real world Acacia filler, you might choose to use it and remove some of these other copies of it, and copy and paste, and then you probably go back and add extended data to these. While I'm at it, if you do copy symbols like that, do select them after the copy and just rotate the symbol, and even use right click and scale and get a little bit of size variation. And the result is a much more naturalistic look to the design.